Video for doing our notes for volumes of cones, cylinders, and spheres. We're going to move on to cones. So as you would imagine, if they have the same diameter across, right, because of this narrowing of the cone, it would fit inside of there. And in fact, typically it would take 3 volumes or 3 full cones to fill 1 cylinder. Go ahead and open this up. So find the volume of the cone shown below. We know that the radius is 5, the height is 12, and the actual formula is volume equals 1/3 pi r squared h. So if you compare this to the cylinder, you can see that this is being multiplied by an additional, or a 1/3. So if you're looking at 1/3 of something, if you only get 1/3 of the candy bar, you're not getting the whole thing. It's less than. So that would be 3 1/3 needed to fill the cylinder. So let's go ahead and put in the information. Volume equals 1/3. We know pi is 3.14. We know radius is 5, and we're squaring it, and our height is 12. Open this up, so 12. Based on the previous math we did, we should know that 5 squared is 25, and 25 times 12 is 300. And then we knew 300 times 3.14 was 942. Still have 1/3. And if I looked at this as multiplying fractions, I would do numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. In other words, I would have to have 942 divided by 3. So 3 goes into 9 3 times, 3 goes into 4 1 time, and it's going to leave behind a 1, which is going to match up with the 2, so then it's going to be 12, and 3 goes into 12, 314, or 4 times, leaving us with the volume is 314 inches cubed, because again, it's a 3-dimensional figure. So you can see that this is the cylinder divided into 3. That is how a cylinder matches with a cone. And the last one is the volume of the sphere. We should be familiar with some spheres in terms of basketballs, soccer balls. Typically, those are spheres. Some examples of a cone: ice cream cone, of course. Sometimes when you go to the movie theater, you get something like that. Or in a doctor's office, they have little cups like that for you to drink water. For the sphere, its volume is going to be volume equal to 4/3 pi r cubed. Again, we have a radius of 5 here. So 4/3 times 3.14, and the radius is 5, and this time we're cubing it. So we already know 5 to the second power is 25, and 5 to the third power would be taking that 25 and multiplying it by another 5. So 5 times 25 would be 125. And then let's do, in our calculator, 3.14 times 125, and we would get 392.5. Not that far off from actually where the cylinder or the cone was. And multiply that by 4/3. So if you're not sure how to do that, take this, multiply it by 4, and divide it by 3. So times 4 divided by 3, and we would wind up with a volume equal to 523.3333. So we're just going to say 0.3 rounded to 10, and that would be 4 inches cubed. That is the final video for this foldable.